This demonstration is how to create LED artwork. So the very basics that you need for this is a battery. So this is a 3-volt like hearing aid style battery and an LED light. So when you get these, they come with little straight prongs, and one is a little bit longer than the other. And the longer one is the positive and the shorter one is the negative. So the very simplest version is literally just to stick the LED light on the battery, put this behind some semi-translucent artwork, even just a regular piece of paper, and you have something that will glow. So that's the very basic. But if you want something a little more slick that isn't quite as thick and you can turn it on and off pretty easily, what you do is you take your piece of paper and you're going to create a circuit. So you're going to use copper foil, and it's going to run. You can do whatever shape you want, but this is just a simple demonstration. So it's going to run here. It's going to stop here. This is where my LED light is going to be. And then your copper foil is going to continue. And then from here to here is where the battery will be. And I'll show you that. So basically you have copper foil, just like you would use in stained glass, if you're familiar with that, or you can, buy it all over the place now. Amazon definitely has it. This is a pretty popular thing to do. And this is a sticker. So if you notice, I just peel off the back and I stick it down. You don't want to break it and then start a new line. Instead, you want to just create like a little corner fold. Mine's not going to be very neat because I'm working around the camera. Trying to keep it straight-ish. It's all tangled up. Come on, little bugger. This isn't quite as difficult, like I said, if you're not trying to work around the camera. Okay, so there we go. So I'm just pressing it down. Again, I'm doing a little fold. So what I like to do is fold it back and then go forward. So you're making a little triangle crease there. And so now I am going to break it. Super easy. And I'm going to press it all down. Leave a little gap. Again, that's where your LED light is going to go. And start a new one. And, this can be any design you want. This does not have to be square. You can make whatever shape you want. But generally, when you're doing these, this part does not show. So if it's a little wonky, that's okay. Okay, and now I'm going to break it again and stick this down. So this really is 2 single pieces of the copper foil. So then I'd like to take the LED light, and I know which one's the long one. So I have this long one here. Then I have the short one. And I'm going to have the long one go to the long part here. Long to long. And it's totally fine, since this is going to get hidden, to just tape it down like this. It's fine. It won't destroy anything. You just need to make sure that the 2 little ends of the LED makes contact with the copper foil. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to make a fold in it so that this long end touches this short end. So like that. And if you kind of peek, they're touching. Okay. So then you put the battery in. So I have the negative side, the bottom side goes to the negative, and the top side goes to the positive. And when I close it, voila, it shines. And you can take a little clip. A lot of people will use a much smaller than this little paper clip. And so you can turn this on and off. And then you would take your other, your artwork part, and you would create your artwork and put it on top of that. Now you can do serial lights. You can have multiple circuits and do, these LED bulbs are super cheap and they come in all kinds of cool colors. You can make a little battery holder. There's other ways to turn it on and off. One of the simple ways is if you had this closed and you simply take a piece of paper, like let's say this was like permanently closed. You take a piece of paper and you slide it in. So you know how when you get a battery operated thing, it has a little piece of paper in it, and you just remove the paper and it, goes on and off. You can make moving tabs, all kinds of things. So now what I'm going to show you is some examples of some of the projects my students did. So I did this as an assignment for the class where basically they could choose to do the LED artwork or not. And a lot of them did choose it because they thought it was pretty cool. And here are some different projects they did. These are, like little daisies blowing out. And it's really hard to see in this photograph, but there are lights kind of staggered behind each daisy. Fireflies, of course, is very popular. The flame one. I love how this light came out. And she, painted all this, but because the bulb is behind that, it just looks like the whole thing is glowing. Fantasy artwork, little glowing candle, and then the little monster here has a candle like inside his head or skull, and a couple more LEDs behind those candles. And then I thought this was adorable with the little, almost like imagination bunnies in the sky and a little boy with his teddy bear. And I thought this one came out really wonderful. She did a great job of getting the LEDs just in the right place and painting it so you had a little bit of a glowy look to begin with, and the rest is kind of a darker image. So if you want more information on it, I kind of started out with a very simple book. So the book is called Paper Circuits. Show you. Stop presenting. Okay, so Paper Circuits, and it's just extremely basic as to what you can do with these LED lights. There's a little plan, but then it goes into, other slightly more advanced things that you can do and how to do multiple lights and things like that. Hope you enjoyed the demo. Thanks.